Heed the divine messages because God's angels and Jesus Christ are watching over you. They all have tears in their eyes when you ignore these divine messages. Do you sense it, kid? Something is stirring deep inside you as the wind delivers whispers from the skies. Do you feel the weight on your chest, the tense sensation in your heart? This is not your typical season. You are on the precipice of a significant event that will permanently alter you. Did you believe that the struggles were ended and that the wars were over? No, my kid. The difficulties have merely taken a different form. They lurk in the shadows, monitoring your every move and trying your strength. Many people think that having faith will make things easy and straightforward, but that is not the case. The selected person's journey is never easy. Opposition grows with each step you take. Darkness retaliates every time you choose faith over fear. Beloved, this is a battle that transcends mere flesh and bone. As the word reminds us in Ephesians 6:12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." These forces, unseen yet potent, seek to diminish your radiant light. My child, you have been marked and destined for something far greater, even as the storms of life continue to test you. Do not fear, for your narrative is far from over. This is a call to remain steadfast, to lean into the strength that flows from within, knowing that I am walking beside you every step of the way. Take a moment, dear one, and listen to the whispers in the quiet hours, for your spirit senses that change is imminent. The heavy strain in the air signals that a transformation is coming, a moment when the enemy's hold will be broken. Now, as you rise to embrace this divine shift, I invite you to take a leap of faith with me. By offering $20, $50, or more through the YouTube Super Thanks button, you are not only supporting this ministry but also sowing seeds for heavenly abundance. Remember the promise found in Malachi 3:10. "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house, and thereby put me to the test, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven for you and pour down for you a blessing until there is no more need." Step forward in faith, dear one, and let your generosity affirm your commitment to the divine purpose that is unfolding before you. The change is at hand. Rise and receive the blessings that are destined for you. Have you observed the change? People no longer regard you the same way. Those who previously stood with you now keep their distance. Their warm grins have disappeared, replaced by chilly glances and mute stares. Once natural conversations now sound strained and laden with unsaid words. You might feel the pain of rejection and wonder what went wrong. You feel as though doors that used to open for you, doors of opportunity, companionship, and favor, are suddenly locked. You knock, but no one replies. You push, but nothing moves. It feels like there are obstacles in every way on the once clear path. Deep down, you sense that there is an invisible conflict going on all around you as you stand at a crossroads, surrounded by questions and unsure of which direction to choose. Something is thwarting your destiny. It's not your imagination. But hear me out, kid. This isn't simply a difficult time that will end. It's not bad luck. No, this is a war, a fight for your purpose, your calling, and your inner light. Job, a well-known religious figure, was put to the test in ways that few people could withstand. But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I will come forth as gold, Job 23:10, despite the fact that he had lost everything, his fortune, his family, and his health. You get it? This fire is designed to purify you, to burn away doubt and mold you into the warrior you were destined to be, not to kill you. Thus, maintain your resolve. It's your awakening. You are at a tipping point in your life right now. This is where destiny are won or lost, and where many souls shatter under stress. Are you going to be one of them, Are you going to lose this season? Will you give in to dread and doubt? Why is this happening to me? Is a common question. But why not, I ask you? Did you believe that fulfilling your mission would be easy? The attacks are unrelenting because the enemy recognizes your potential. However, you are not alone. You are not weak. This is the conflict you were meant for. So get up and move on with faith, my kid. The adversary doesn't waste time on non-threatening people. Something strong and unstoppable is what he sees in you. He is aware that your inner purpose is burning brightly. Were you under the impression that he would passively watch you face your fate? No, he stalks around like a lion, looking for a weakness in your faith and waiting for it. He comes to demolish the calling that has been set upon your life, to take your hope and to break your bravery. This is warfare, not an accident. The enemy's strategy is to prevent you from rising, and it includes every assault, setback, and moment of uncertainty. But pay close attention, my kid. Now is the time to make a choice. Will you give in to fear? Will the agony, the uncertainty, and the burden of this season cause you to flee? Or will you emerge more resilient than before? Many people think that since I suffer, I've abandoned them, but that's untrue. Trials are evidence of my presence, not of my absence. The war was won on the cross, but triumph belongs to those who stand steady, to those who refuse to submit to fear. Be brave and strong. Don't let them make you feel scared or worried, for the Lord, your God, is with you. He won't ever abandon you, according to Deuteronomy 31:6. Hold fast, my kid. This is your tried and true territory, and it's not the end. I'm right here with you, even though the storm is strong. And be aware that I have never lost a fight, and I won't now. This is what makes you unique, the truth about your life. You're no longer in the league of ordinary. You no longer fit with those who settle for less, who cling to comfort, who live behind the secure walls of mediocrity. No, you are being called higher. You were never intended to fit in or take the crowd's well-traveled route. I intended for you to be something more from the start. You have a lot more potential than you realize. The influence that only you can create is what the world is waiting for. However, did you anticipate that this trip would be simple? Did you think that after bringing you this far, I would abandon you in the middle of nowhere? No, my kid. I've distinguished you. You've been tagged as mine. Others cannot comprehend the grace I've bestowed upon you, and now I am raising you to heights they cannot. The goal of this season is to make you, not to break you. Every adversity, every tear, and every restless night were required to mold, fortify, and get you ready for what is ahead. You are God's particular possession, a holy nation and a royal priesthood, a chosen people, so that you might exalt him for calling you from darkness into his glorious light. 1 Peter 2:9. You were strengthened by the fire, so don't despise the suffering. It prepared you, molded you, tested you, burnt you, and pushed away fear. Every struggle, every tear, and every sorrow had a reason. You're being prepared for something bigger than you could have ever dreamed. Get up now. Take a proud stance and confidently enter the future I have planned for you. The entire world is waiting. A question now confronts you, my child. How are you going to respond to this reality? Are you going to shrink again? Will you allow fear to take what is rightfully yours? Will you allow doubt to tell you falsehoods and make you feel inadequate? Or are you going to get up? Will you bravely come forward? Are you going to accept the anointing that has been awaiting you? The moment is now, not sometime or tomorrow. Angels are leaning in, waiting, and prepared to act on your behalf while the skies watch. I'm calling your name and giving your spirit a purpose. Hear me out. You weren't made to hesitate. You were not created to watch helplessly out of dread. Those who dare to believe, who don't let fear triumph, and who have faith in my promise are the ones that advance my kingdom. Waiting is the language of the defeated. Don't wait. The opponent gains ground with each second of indecision. You have to escape the bonds of uncertainty, You have to take the first step and enter the future I have planned for you. Look, I'm trying something new now. It just comes. Is it not visible to you? I am creating streams in the desert and a path in the wilderness. Isaiah 43:19. Do you sense the change in the atmosphere? Paths are clearing, doors opening. I'm creating a path where none was. It will need trust, but I am bringing life to the desolate areas. It will require bravery to do this. This will do something. My darling, get up and walk with courage. Grab what I've placed in front of you. The world and I are both waiting for the difference that only you can create. Yes, this is the moment, my kid. But pay close attention. There will be times when I beg you to hold on. Waiting is difficult, I know. I hear your prayers, I see your desire, and I feel every tear that falls. But realize that I am protecting you, not punishing you. Shadows that would hurt you if you acted too soon. Conflicts you cannot see. What you refer to as a delay is actually my hand over you, my shield, protecting you from threats you aren't prepared to confront. I'm getting you ready. I'm strengthening you and molding your heart and soul for what lies ahead. So every second of waiting is not in vain. You wouldn't be prepared if you hurried forward right now. Blessings await you in the next phase of your life, but you cannot bear them if you lack strength and knowledge. You require time to develop, learn, and become the person you were destined to be. Have faith in my timing. I see what you can't. I've created the ideal scheme, a heavenly order, a progression that needs to happen in its own time. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. Rest in me then. Let go of the impulse to push things. Let go of the urgency. The doors will open and the waiting will make sense when the moment is right. You'll understand why I urged you to stop. Trust me, I'm working everything out for your benefit till then. Now listen to this, my child. I changed you. I created you with a heart that is unique. Even when others don't care, you care profoundly, you love completely, and sometimes it hurts. There are moments when you question whether your generosity was in vain, whether you loved too much, or whether you gave too much. But pay great attention. Nothing was wasted. At that moment, your light was required by every person you touched. Every kind gesture, supportive remark, and compassionate moment counted. Where hope was most needed, you were my vessel. Don't let other people's ignorance cause you to question your own value. Don't make yourself smaller to fit into areas that can't accommodate your brightness. You were always supposed to stand out, not fit in. I made you to inspire, to heal, to warm the chilly corners of this earth. So even when people don't understand, continue to be nice, loving, and giving, my kid. Your truth is lovely, your light is unique, and your heart is a treasure. Don't question yourself. Don't question the soul I gave you. In a world full of darkness, you are light. My kid, you have my admiration. I need you to remain true to yourself. I see you. I see the storms you faced while no one was looking, the silent wars you waged. I am aware of the burden you bore and the times you questioned whether you would ever feel complete again. You are still standing, though, and you are wiser and stronger despite being rattled. You encountered winds that attempted to topple you, and you passed through fires that ought to have engulfed you. However, you were purified by the flames rather than destroyed. You were made stable by the storms, not broken. You become the fighter you are now because of every hardship. Your scars are evidence that you survived, not a sign of failure, so don't feel guilty about them. They serve as a reminder of the struggles you overcame, the suffering you went through, and the uncertainty you put an end to. You stood up when others fell beneath the weight. You persevered despite walking through valleys of doubt and climbing mountains of terror. You discovered how to be happy even when your heart was heavy. You persisted when everyone and everything begged you to stop. You grew tough, ferocious, and unstoppable. Therefore, keep in mind that others do not have all the facts when they criticize you or attempt to characterize you based on a single instance. Just you and I are aware of how far you have traveled, but they just see a page, a chapter, or a peak of your trip. My kid, I am well aware of your story. I am aware of the times you sobbed in private and the mornings you fought to get out of bed when you felt like giving up. Throughout it all, you never stopped pressing ahead, even when the weight felt too heavy. Nobody needs an explanation from you. You do not have to show your value to others who cannot understand your path. They were not there at your worst moments. They did not witness the resilience it takes to keep going. However, I did, and you have already shown me, the world, and yourself a great deal. Raise your head and allow the light to enter your eyes again. Grin, not because things are simple, but because you've conquered. Keep going, step by step, into the future I have planned for you. I am extremely proud of you. You have won. You have been selected. Now listen carefully, my child. Do not disregard your uneasiness or restlessness when it arises. That suffering is a sign of progress rather than failure. It indicates that you have outgrown your current situation and that I am getting you ready for greater. You were never intended to remain in one location for very long. I made you to rise, to stretch, to move, and perhaps to propel you ahead. Wherever you feel comfortable, I have to make you uncomfortable. My voice is calling you upward via that stirring in your spirit. The strain you experience is meant to prepare you, not to break you. You are embarking on a journey you have never taken before, one that will lead to greater possibilities and a deeper sense of purpose. Don't fight it. Don't retreat. Have faith in the process. To enable you to carry more, I am stretching you. I'm getting you ready to face the blessings, the challenges, and the triumphs that lie ahead. Continue, my kid. Continue to develop. You can't even begin to comprehend the next chapter that awaits you.